Hello, everybody. Miss Debbie here. It's good to be with you again. The days are getting shorter, and the sunsets are beautiful because you can see them through the bare trees. It's my favorite time of year. It's almost my favorite month. Um, but let's begin. How are you? I'm fine. Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you today? So, when somebody says, how are you? It's polite to say, very well, thank you, or I'm fine, thank you. And it's very polite to say back, and how are you? So, a little song that helps to remind us of good manners is Where is Thumbkin? So, we can play this little song. You put your hands behind your back, and our first verse is Where is Thumbkin? Where is Thumbkin? Here I am. Here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. Where is Pointer? Where is Pointer? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. And these fingers are bowing. Maybe they're Japanese. It's very polite to bow. Where is tall man? Where is tall man? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. Where is ring man? Where is ring man? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. Where is Pinky? Where is Pinky? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. I think they are shy, and that's why they run away. Maybe when we do it again, we'll have tall woman. We could say tall woman and ring woman instead of ring man. Hey, why not? It's the time of year we can change things up however we want. So here we are, and we're still playing outside, even though it's getting a little chilly. But the sun is nice. It was a little windy yesterday. Did it snow or rain today? I'm not quite sure what the weather was. Um, anyway, some of us are going to school, and maybe we'll sing this song. Sometimes my mommy takes me over to my school to play. Sometimes she's gone a little while, and sometimes she's gone all day. But my mommy comes back, my mommy comes back, my mommy comes back to get me. My mommy comes back, she always comes back, she never would forget me. It's good to have a mommy around, or a big brother, or a big sister, or even a good friend. So, because I said it's my favorite month, guess what? I have a book that talks about my favorite month in November by Cynthia Rylant. Look at how beautiful that cover is with all the leaves. Just a beautiful time of year if you happen to get out and go for a walk. Maybe you could take your crayons and color. Maybe you can collect leaves. If you collect leaves, you could probably paste them, flatten them out in a book a little bit, paste them on a piece of paper, make your own collage like this. What a fun thing to do. Or maybe you could stop by to the library and pick up a leaf craft. We do have leaf crafts around. The little mouse is crawling away, and he's leaving tracks in the white. Is that snow? Sometimes it snows. In November, the earth is growing quiet. It is making its bed, a winter bed for flowers and small creatures. This bed is white and silent, and much life can hide beneath its blankets. In November, the trees are standing all sticks and bones. Without their leaves, how lovely they are, spreading their arms like dancers. They know it's time to be still. So this is what I was saying before. I just love looking at the sun through the bare branches, looking at the moon through bare branches. Um, Trees, they just seem so beautiful, stark and brown against the sky. In November, some birds move away and some birds stay. The air is full of goodbyes and well wishes. The birds who are leaving look very serious. No silly spring chirping now. They have long journeys and much must watch where they are going. So some birds fly south, and that's pretty far away. Um, those look like geese up in the sky. And I don't know, maybe a mockingbird for that. Maybe you know your birds better than I do. I think we all know what kind of birds these are. That's a cardinal, a male cardinal and his lady. The staying birds are serious too, for cold times lie ahead, hard times. All berries will be treasures. In November, animals sleep more. The air is chilly and they shiver. Do you shiver when you're cold? Your whole body shivers. What kind of animal is that? Yes, it's a cow. Here's the farmer. Looks like he's wearing a quilted jacket. Remember we talked about quilts a few weeks ago? The little ghost who was a quilt? And what a beautiful horse. In November, cats pile up in the corner of a barn. If you have a barn. I don't have a barn, I have a garage. Mice pile up under logs. Bees pile up in deep, earthy holes. I just learned this year for the first time that bees hibernate and they sleep in the ground over the winter. That's amazing, isn't it? And dogs lie before the fireplace. Do you have a fireplace in your home? I don't, but I'd like one. In November, at winter's gate, the stars seem brittle. The sun is a sometime friend, and the world has tucked her children in with a kiss on their heads until spring. Do you ever get a chance to look at the night sky? It's hard because you really have to get up early in the morning and when the sky is still dark to see how bright the stars are. The end. That book is called In November. And that's our month, November. Now, I have a fun story. This is the first time I've ever read this book. It's called Oliver Finds His Way by Phyllis Root. About a little boy bear. Look at him. He's looking at a yellow leaf. While Mama hangs the washout and Papa rakes the leaves, Oliver chases a big yellow leaf. There it is. Maybe here it is. Oliver chased the big yellow leaf. He takes the leaf down the hill He's getting a little far from his house. He chased the leaf around a clumpy bush. He chased the leaf under a twisty tree and all the way to the edge of the woods. There, look at him. The leaf is in the air. It's hard to chase a leaf, isn't it? They go all over the place. Oliver looks for the leaf. No leaf. Oliver looks for his house. No house. Mama, Papa, Oliver calls, and he begins to run. He runs to a tree. That's not the twisty tree. He runs to a bush. That's not the clumpy bush. All alone at the edge of the woods, Oliver starts to cry. Oliver is lost. Aw, poor Oliver. I know that feeling. Did you ever get lost in a place like that? I have. Oliver cries and cries, but he is still lost. Oliver rubs his nose and tries to think. He thinks and thinks and thinks. Maybe he's standing like his daddy would stand when daddy's thinking. All alone at the edge of the woods, Oliver has an idea. His idea is to roar. I don't know if bears roar. I'm going to say they do because this book says they do. But I never heard a bear say anything. Once again, Oliver gives a bigger roar. Roar! And an even louder roar. From far away, under a tree, around a bush, and up a hill, Oliver hears Mama roaring back. Oliver hears Papa roaring back. I hear you. Oliver runs and runs. He follows their sound. He runs under the twisty tree, around the clumpy bush, up the hill, all the way to his very own house with a pile of leaves and wash on the line. All the way to Mama and Papa with tumble-down hugs. Aren't hugs great when you fall to the ground and you just roll around in a big hug? Hey, isn't that called a bear hug? Aha! And a big yellow leaf just for Oliver. Here it comes. The big yellow leaf. Hurry, coming to Oliver. That's my yellow leaf. I got it out of my yard. Don't you love this book? It's just a sweet book. I love the pictures too. Well, good for Oliver. He figured out how to get past that. Okay, how about one of our happy songs? I love to sing this song. Remember, it's called Skidamarink, and we do the I love you. So baby sign language, I love you. You could just talk like this all day long. I wonder if I tried that, next time I see a baby, I'll just go like this and see if the baby does that. Baby. If that mommy taught the baby how to do sign language. Or you could say, I love you. Skidamarink-a-dink-a-dink, skidamarink-a-doo. I love you. Skidamarink-a-dink-a-dink, skidamarink-a-doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Oh, skidamarink-a-dink-a-dink, Skinamarink-a-doo. I love you. I love you. Let's try that out on the next baby that we see. Okay. Oh, here's another song. We started doing this song a couple of weeks ago. I think the song is from Australia. A kookaburra is a bird. I don't think there's any kookaburras where we live. But this kookaburra sits in a gum tree. He's the king of the bush. And he's a very happy bird because he has nothing to do but sit around all day and sing and eat gumdrops. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, how gay your life must be. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, eating all the gumdrops he can see. Stop, kookaburra, stop. Kookaburra, please save some for me. I love that song. That song's been around a long time, too. Next book is Where's My Teddy by Jez Alborough. And we did it, during the summer, we did It's the Bear by Jez Alborough. And it featured this bear. And this time, it's a little bit of a different story. But the bear and the boy are still afraid of each other. So here's the woods with the path, a little bit of a path in the woods. Remember, in the last book, Eddie and his mom went to the woods to have a picnic, and that's where they met the bear. Woo. There's the little bear. Okay, so here's Eddie, the little boy. Eddie's off to find his teddy. Eddie's teddy's name is Freddie. That's not a tongue twister, is it? He lost him in the woods somewhere. It's dark and horrible in there. Help, said Eddie. I'm scared already. I want my bed. I want my teddy. Do you sleep with a teddy? I do. Why not? It makes me feel good. He tiptoed on and on until something made him stop quite still. Look out, he thought, there's something there. What's that? A giant teddy bear. Is it Freddie? Asked Eddie. What a surprise. How did you get to be this size? He thinks, so there's Eddie. He thinks that's his teddy. You're too big to huddle and cuddle, he said, and I'll never fit both of us into my bed. Oh, what a dilemma. Then, out of the darkness, clearer and clearer, the sound of sobbing came nearer and nearer. Oh, boo-hoo! Soon the whole woods could hear the voice bawl, how did you get to be tiny and small? You're too small to huddle and cuddle, it said, and you'll only get lost in my giant-sized bed. It was a gigantic bear and a tiny teddy stomping toward, look at the little teddy. It's smaller than his fingers. And stomping toward the giant teddy and Eddie. My Ted, gasped the bear. A bear, screamed Eddie. A boy, yelled the bear. My teddy, cried Eddie. Oops. The bear grabbed his own Ted. It's cute. And he dropped the little Eddie. That's his. Oh, that's a lot of rhyming words. Teddy, Eddie, Freddie. Then they ran and they ran through the dark woods back to their homes as fast as they could. They were both scared of each other. All the way back to their snuggly beds where they huddled and cuddled their own little Teds. Look at his eyes are wide open, like, what just happened in the woods? And look at the bear. What just happened in the woods? They were both scared of each other. The end. The end. Sometimes in story time, we used to always sing that little song at the end of a book. The end. So let's do one of the songs that we used to do over the summer called I've Been Working on the Railroad. So when when men usually were building the railroad across the country, they had to hammer down the iron rails, and they put like wooden planks between the rails to keep them even. And it was a lot of hard work, and it was all day long. And um, their camp followed them because they were going all the way across the country. So um, the camp, I don't know, clerks, let's just say, followed with the tents, and they would set the tents up for sleeping, and there was a tent for cooking. And the cook was always called Dinah, like diner, Dinah. So in this song, which I love, and it's fun to sing, um, they wake up in the morning and they're waiting for the breakfast bell so they can go in and have their breakfast. But the breakfast isn't ready, the bell isn't ringing, and then they thought, oh, someone must be in the kitchen keeping Dinah engaged. And sure enough, somebody was in the kitchen playing the banjo. So you could sing the last verse when we sing Fee Fi Fiddly I-O. That is so fun to sing. Can you say that? Fee Fi Fiddly I-O, Fee Fi Fiddly I-O, Fee Fi Fiddly I-O, strumming on the old banjo. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Can't you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morn. Can't you hear the captain shouting? Dinah, blow your horn. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo and singing fee fi fiddly I-O, fee fi fiddly I-O, fee fi fiddly I-O, strumming on the old banjo. I think that is one of the funnest songs to sing, and it's fun to sing with your friends too. So learn it, sing it with your friends. All right. Here's another good book for today, Don't Worry, Douglas by David Melling. Now there's a few Douglas books. So maybe I'll look around for another one to read next week, because these are fun. These are fun books. And Douglas is a little bear. Hey, we've been talking about bears a lot. Don't worry, Douglas. Douglas and Dad were playing what have you got behind your back, right? Did you ever play that game? You put your hands behind your back, something's in your hand, or somebody plays it for you, and guess which hand the present is in. And then if you guess and they say wrong, empty, and maybe that the other hand had the present. So that's what Douglas's dad is doing. What have you got behind your back? Asked Douglas. Nothing, said Dad. Not that hand, the other hand. Dad smiled. Look, you can see he's got something behind his back. Dad smiled. Close your eyes. Don't peek. And then he gave Douglas a hat. Wow, said Douglas. Thanks, Dad. Douglas had never had a woolly hat before. He couldn't wait to show his friends. Take care of it, said Dad. But Douglas was already off and out the door. I'll bet you have a wool hat too. This is my wool hat. See, like somebody knitted it. Like if you pull this thread out, it might all unravel. That could happen. So Douglas ran out the door with his new hat on. Look at me, Douglas cried. Snazzy hat, Douglas, baaed the sheep. I can even do cartwheels in it, he whooped. And he did again and again and again. Until something didn't feel right. Now let's look. When he first came out, look at that. The pom-pom got stuck on a tree. All right? And the pom-pom and the hat started to unravel. So every time he moved, it unraveled until it didn't feel right. Ooh. Douglas gasped. His new woolly hat had turned into one long string of spaghetti. Oh, that's our next song, spaghetti. But look at that, poor Douglas. He was just playing, and meanwhile his hat was unraveling all over the place. And look at the top of his head. All the hat that was on top of his head is gone. That's not supposed to happen, he said. Don't worry, Douglas, said the sheep. We'll fix it. They wound it into a ball and squished it back into shape. Any better? They asked. No, said Douglas. Cow is a good thinker, said the sheep. She'll know what to do. So they put the ball on his head. It just doesn't cut it. Cow thought she had a very good idea. She put it on her head and then hung the pom-poms from her ears. Pretty, she said. No, said Douglas. Don't worry, Douglas, chirped a swoopy bird. I can use this for my nest. No, you can't, yelled Douglas. That's my new woolly hat. It doesn't look like a woolly hat, said the swoopy bird. Anyway, she puffed, it doesn't fit. She couldn't even stuff it into the bird box. And she dropped it. Just then, it began to rain and everyone hurried for cover, except Douglas. What's my dad going to say? He worried. He was afraid of what his dad would say. Rabbit popped up. Oh, thanks, Douglas. Just what I need to plug the hole in my burrow. But that's my new woolly hat, cried Douglas. Dad gave it to me. So see, Rabbit came out of his burrow and he was going to take the balled up wool and put it over the hole to keep the rain out. And look at poor Douglas. He's hugging the tree so the rain doesn't get on him. But you can see his fur is getting wet, the poor little thing. Sorry, said Rabbit, I didn't know. Come here, she said, and she wiped his nose. What am I going to do? Sniffed Douglas. Rabbit looked thoughtful. Why didn't you just tell him what happened? He's nice, your dad. He'll understand. It's still raining on Douglas. Maybe Rabbit was right. Douglas picked up his wet spaghetti hat and trudged back home. Oh, Douglas, said his mom, look at you. Where's your new hat? Asked his dad. Douglas told them everything. Don't worry, Douglas, said Dad. I've got something for you. Guess which hand? Douglas wasn't sure. Here's my hat, said Dad, laughing. You'll soon grow into it. Aw, isn't that sweet? Daddies are so cute. The end. Don't worry, Douglas. Daddy still loves you. My hat's nice and warm. I don't really want to take it off. And it's wool, and wool keeps that rain off. So, oh, and so when his hat unraveled and it was like spaghetti, a strand of spaghetti, so that reminded me of a song, On Top of Spaghetti. So, isn't that a funny song? And do you like spaghetti? I like spaghetti and meatballs. Yep, but maybe shake cheese on it or something, or twirl it around your fork. So let's sing it. On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese, I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. It rolled off the table and onto the floor. My poor little meatball rolled out of the door. It rolled in the garden and under a bush. My poor little meatball was nothing but mush. But the mush was as tasty could be. And early next summer, it grew into a tree. The tree was all covered with beautiful moss, and it grew great big meatballs and tomato sauce. So if you eat spaghetti all covered with cheese, hang on to your meatball, stick it on your fork, and don't ever sneeze. Anyway, these days, if we sneeze, we should be sneezing into our elbow, our backwards elbow, right? So, um, just putting up the elbow reminded me of another song, the Hokey Pokey. Um, and you might be sitting down, and I'm sitting down, and I invented how to do the Hokey Pokey sitting down. So let's do it. You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Left hand. You put your left hand in, you put your left hand out, you put your left hand in, you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Do your elbow. You put your right elbow in, you put your right elbow out, put your right elbow in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Left elbow. You put your left elbow in, you put your left elbow out, put your left elbow in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Do your head. You put your head in, you put your head out, you put your head in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. You can have a lot of fun with the hokey pokey, standing or sitting. Our last book for today is Brown Bear, Brown Bear, What Do You See? Whoop, there's the back of the brown bear. Front, back. By the way, if you go out in the woods and you see a bear, don't go near a bear. Just make a lot of noise, clap your hands, whistle, and hopefully you're with an adult. So everybody should respect any animal that's in nature. But these are just cartoon animals, and these are a lot of fun. And we're learning colors We're learning colors and animals. So brown bear, what do you see? I see what is that? Yes, it's a bird and it is red. I see a red bird looking at me. Red bird, red bird. We saw a red bird in our first book. It was a cardinal. Red bird, what do you see? I see a yellow duck looking at me. Yellow duck, yellow duck. What do you see? This is stunning. I see a blue horse looking at me. Isn't that stunning? Blue horse, what do you see? I see a green frog looking at me. Ribbit, ribbit. Green frog, what do you see? I see a purple cat looking at me. I would love to have a purple cat. Purple cat, what do you see? I see a white dog looking at me. White dog, what do you see? I see a black sheep looking at me. By the way, there is such thing as black sheep in Scotland. I've seen them. Black sheep, what do you see? I see a goldfish looking at me. Goldfish, what do you see? I see Miss Debbie looking at me. I'll bet you didn't know I was in a book. Miss Debbie, what do you see? I see the children looking at me. The end. So this is one of my favorite books because I'm in the book. So there. So speaking of black sheep, ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for my dame, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. So you might know that sheep get sheared in the springtime. It's just a razor, just like maybe your dog gets a haircut, or you, if you're a boy, gets a buzz cut. The sheep get their wool sheared off. It doesn't hurt them, and then it's made into the wool, which makes your hat. Isn't it a wonderful world? Everything works together. So we also had a little frog in that book, and my favorite frog song you could do with me. So you could make your froggy mouth, and this is how the song goes. Yagoo went the little green frog one day. Yagoo went the little green frog. Yagoo went the little green frog one day, and his eyes went glug, glug, glug. So frogs have like big watery eyes. They hang around in the water a lot. But not toads. Toads live on the land. And the big frog, there's a big frog. He says, "Barumph." I use my elbows and my arms to do this. Barumph went the big green frog one day. Barumph went the big green frog. Barumph went the big green frog one day, and his eyes went glug, glug, glug. And in the summer or in the spring, you can hear those frogs, and they have their brump, brump. But they're very shy. If you try to go near their pond, they'll just jump in the pond. So let's end with my love song to you, and I hope it makes you feel good. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Be somebody's sunshine. Just give them a smile and an I love you. And I'll see you next time.